I have very fast. Yeah, it's a compensation. Like, it's a very strong guy.
Big crowd, doesn't he? He's an absolute superstar in world boxing. And this was another exquisite performance.
And still as fast as lightning.
Yeah, the power that he possesses, but it's not a thumping power. It's that explosive speed, that explosive power, the footwork he gets in position. And all of a sudden he's landed 3, 4, 5 shots and then he's angled off. A lot like I did in my fight against Lopez.
Joe Rogan reacted in real time to Naoya Inoue versus Alan Picasso by calling Inoue a true legend of the sport, and his admiration was unmistakable. Rogan was blown away by Inoue's speed, highlighting how effortlessly he moves in and out of range while staying perfectly balanced. He emphasized that Inoue's power is completely unmatched for the division, explaining that it's incredibly rare to see a fighter combine elite speed, pinpoint precision, and genuine knockout strength, the way Inoue does. According to Rogan, that blend of attributes is what separates generational fighters from everyone else, and Inoue clearly belongs in that category. When Alexander used
Man, I was so excited. He's a legend of the sport.
He is a legend, and he's such an unusual guy. You know what's crazy about him is his calves.
Yeah,
when you look
massive.
at that.
Usyk paused, smiled, and then openly praised Inoue's speed and presence in the ring, saying simply, "I like Naoya." He pointed out how quickly Inoue moves, reacts, and adjusts, adding that despite competing in lighter weight classes, Inoue is a very strong fighter. Usyk explained that the combination of power, speed, balance, and timing makes Inoue dangerous at all times, and his comments showed how instantly top-level fighters recognize true greatness. Following the fight, the boxing world was buzzing, non-stop. Social media was flooded with highlights, breakdowns, and reactions celebrating Inoue's dominant showing and his ability to control.
Unified heavyweight champion of the world, Alexander Usyk. Alexander, you're watching another pound-for-pound fighter in Inoue. Have you been impressed with his performance so far?
Yeah, I like this is show Nagatani fight great with Mexican guy Inoue. I happy.
What do you think Inoue needs to do to get the stoppage?
I not think about this. I just watch fight. Maybe Inoue next fight going up. Maybe, I don't know. I think it's normally.
Okay.
Because, Inoue have very fast. Yeah, it's a compensation. Like.
Boxing analyst Henry offered a tactical breakdown, noting that Alan Picasso entered the ring with a high guard and solid defensive discipline, keeping his gloves tight to protect his chin. However, Henry pointed out that Picasso's elbows were positioned too far forward, leaving his body exposed. Inoue immediately recognized this weakness and exploited it with sharp, devastating body shots. Henry emphasized how Inoue's lead hand, speed, and unpredictability allowed him to attack while staying defensively responsible. The contrast in power was obvious, as Inoue's punches carried visible impact, while Picasso's shots lacked the same effect. According to Henry, Inoue's combination of offensive precision and defensive awareness kept him in complete control throughout the fight, and reinforced why he's considered one of the most dangerous fighters in boxing today. Mike Tyson also weighed in, acknowledging Inoue's incredible skill and once again referring to him as the monster.
When I saw the two men get into the ring, the first thing that I noticed straight away was Picasso was carrying an incredibly high guard, defensively keeping his gloves very, very high, trying to protect his chin. And one thing I'll say in general about Picasso in this fight is that his defensive awareness was very, very impressive. He very rarely dropped his hands after he threw a shot. His discipline was incredibly good. But the problem with that is that sometimes it leaves a lack of room for creativity with fighters. Yes, it's important to be defensively disciplined, but if you continue to give the same look over and over again, you're never ever going to beat a guy like Inoue. The first thing I said at the beginning of my live about this guy was I looked at him and I went, his elbows are incredibly flared. You know, he had the high guard, but his elbows was very, very far forwards, which instantly made me think he's giving the body to Inoue. He's offering it to him. Now that can sometimes be done because it's to create counter-punching opportunities, but in this instance, I think it was just that he was so concerned about protecting his head, about not getting knocked out with a shot to the head, that the body was there all night for Inoue, and Inoue took it. He took the invitation and he constantly stabbed to the body of Picasso. And in fact, I'd say that this fight kind of was a story of the body shots in many ways. Picasso, like Inoue, had most of his success to the body. The left hook in particular was a money shot for Picasso, but the difference between these two men was so obvious to see when they were standing in the pocket and they were exchanging left hooks in particular to the body. The impact of Inoue's shots was totally different from Picasso's. It was like Picasso had cushions, pillows inside his gloves, and Inoue had a bloody egg weight. It was damaging, it was vicious, and Picasso simply couldn't hang in the pocket for long periods of time with Inoue. I mentioned the lead hand of Inoue there to the body, but the lead hand of Inoue in general in this fight was incredible to see. I mean, the sharpness, the speed on it, the different levels that he throws it from. It's unbelievably unpredictable and difficult to read as a shot, and it allows him to control fights. One thing that I've noticed about Inoue, having watched him for a little while now, and something I think he definitely does on purpose, is he lowers himself to the level of what's in front of him at times, because he wants you to open up so he can counter you and land large shots on you, ones that you don't see coming, so that he can knock you out. He's good enough to be able to do that and keep himself safe at the same time. What was testament to this was Inoue's movement is exquisite, it's exceptional. There were moments when he was using that jab that I just mentioned, dancing around the ring, using that lateral movement, popping the head of Picasso regularly, easily landing on him with that jab. I mean, Picasso was forced to keep a high guard at all times because the power of Inoue is so good that even when he's in motion, he will hurt you. But the testament to this idea that Inoue will lower himself to what's in front of him is that there was moments where
Tyson said Inoue is faster, stronger, and more precise than many champions he has seen over the years, even going as far as suggesting that Inoue may be better than Manny Pacquiao was in his prime. He praised Inoue's power, footwork, and ring IQ, calling them unmatched for the division. Coming from a legend like Tyson, the praise carried enormous weight and underscored just how highly Inoue is regarded among boxing's greats. Paulie Malignaggi offered insight into what might come. Next for
this young fighter called the Monster. You ever hear Monster?
No.
Japanese fighter called Monster. This is Monster.
Crazy dude.
The mean son of a. Oh yeah, you'll see this bad mouth. Don't look like much. He's better than Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao's blue like that. Just as good.
He looks like a fucking pop star.
Oh, wait till he get on these.
The most efficient hunting machine in all of boxing.
He's vicious. That's a bad guy he beat too. Broke him down. Ooh.
118?
Yeah.
Who the hell fights in that division?
Bantamweights.
Yeah, but who?
Some bad mother. Yeah, some killers.
Inoue after the Picasso fight. He acknowledged Inoue's clear dominance, but speculated that future opponents, particularly someone like Junto Nakatani, would need to show even more respect for Inoue's power. Malignaggi pointed out that Inoue went the full 12 rounds with Picasso and suggested that imagining a fight going the distance against someone like Nakatani would be incredible. He highlighted Inoue's stamina, consistency, and composure, noting that he appeared to hold back his right hand slightly, possibly due to a minor issue. Though nothing was officially confirmed, even so, Inoue remained fully in control and won decisively. Malignaggi emphasized that Inoue's blend of speed, power, and ring intelligence makes him a nightmare matchup and an incredibly difficult puzzle for any opponent. The Ring magazine
was picking Nakatani or Inoue yet. I really hadn't made up my mind who would win between them. I thought it was a good fight, and I don't think it's an easy fight to pick, but I do think that I do think that it's a completely different style. You're going to see Inoue fight with Nakatani than you did Hernandez today. You know, I thought Nakatani did a solid job of, again, getting off those good punches, hard punches. It was just he couldn't get the respect, and that's something that will lead you to think some things going into the Inoue fight. But remember, Inoue does get hurt. Inoue has been down at this weight class, so you land those hard shots, clean hard shots like that on Inoue. I think he's gonna have to respect that power of Nakatani more so than Hernandez did today. Now, Naoya Inoue took on David Picasso in another surprising result, in that this one also went the distance. Can you imagine Nakatani and Inoue both going the distance? Would have been crazy odds if you're a gambler. But Inoue won the fight going away. I don't know. He didn't get asked the question in the post-fight interview, but to me it seemed like Inoue's right hand may have been bothering him. Again, just assuming here because we didn't get any confirmation. It's not like the post-fight interview or the broadcast ever actually brought out something that was obvious, which was that Inoue was actually not throwing his right hand many times when he could have. Was going left hand heavy. Even when he had Picasso up against the ropes a lot of times, he didn't throw the right hand or barely throw a right hand. So I'm not quite sure that, just my assumption, but I'm not quite sure that Inoue had not at least heard or tweaked his right hand in this fight. And that might be why David Picasso was able to go the distance. But also Picasso did some crafty, clever things, made himself a moving target even when he was standing still. A lot of up and down rotational movement, hip and up and down change of level movement when he was stuck up against the ropes, and when he was in front of Inoue. So Inoue couldn't get to him too clean. When he got stuck against the ropes, also he made himself a small target by staying low. He would change the level by going up and then back down. Just things that, weren't giving Inoue any threat to lose the fight, but they were giving Inoue problems as far as tracking him down and getting to him cleanly. Inoue was going to the body very, very well. I thought Picasso took some really tremendous body shots, and you got to credit him.
Stating that Naoya Inoue had doubled Alan Picasso in punches landed after 6 rounds. According to CompuBox, the numbers clearly showed Inoue's dominance as he controlled the action, with relentless pressure, precision, and volume, leaving Picasso struggling to keep pace as the fight wore on. Analyst Liam Goff highlighted Inoue as one of the most dangerous boxers in the world today, noting that for the first time in his career, Inoue has gone back-to-back 12-round fights, showcasing elite stamina and consistency at the highest level. Goff praised Inoue's offensive brilliance, explaining that his combination of speed, accuracy, and power makes him incredibly difficult to challenge. He also complimented the overall presentation of the event.